from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank y'all.
Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was real.
Boy, if the Eagles can come up with their one turnover of the game right here, that would be sealing. Brady back again. He steps up his head and falls forward. He fumbles the football, and the Eagles have it. It is recovered by Barnett. Brady fumbles, and Barnett has the ball.
They finally hit Brady.
How about that moment? How about it? Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is BG Day. And, John, you know what the beautiful thing about BG Day is? BG. I mean, the day is good, but BG is better. And he's in studio. Brandon, good morning, pal.
Good morning, everybody.
BG! Brandon, this is for you today, man. You gave us so much for a decade and a half. We want to give back to you, my man, and the callers, everyone's showing you love today. Mike Quick calling in earlier, Andy Reid on the show last week, Howie Roseman on the station last week. We got all these other guys like Doc calling in later today.
Man.
How's it feel, Brandon? How's it feel to know people are showing you the love?
You know what? This time around, I'm really going to try to receive it and enjoy it because, like you said, man, I'm always in that service mindset trying to help others, and I know this moment right now is special, and I appreciate it. And just can't wait to reminisce a little bit. Definitely going to miss the game, but I'm excited for what's the future. Whatever it holds, I know we're going to be great at it.
Good for you, man. Well, we got so much to get to this hour. Of course, later tonight, we'll be on stage for BG Live, a big hour and a half. We'll go through the career, and there's a lot in there, man. So it's going to be Earl Thomas, by the way, special guest appearance.
Oh, my God, you are so wrong.
You can show, Earl,
He will be sporting one Super Bowl ring and not two.
Correct.
Let's throw that out there.
That's crazy.
It's so good. So, all right, Brandon, right then when we came back from the commercial break, we played that audio, obviously, of the strip sack of Tom Brady, the play that many consider the most important in the history of the franchise. Walk our audience through as great in detail as you can what you remember. You're lined up inside. Mm-hmm. Take us through the nuts and bolts of those 5 to 10 seconds, and everything just went wild.
Well, every play, you just don't know what play is going to be in the game that's going to change it, but every play you have that mindset, I'm trying to get there. And you hope on 2nd and 2 that it's not a running play because he had to pass. He had us all out there, and I'm at the 3 technique. So
Three technique, they moved you from defensive end to defensive tackle,
yes.
So you're lined up over the guard.
And I knew that Fletch was getting all the attention. So one-on-one, I told Chris, I'm going up. And that means I'm just going in the B gap, going inside, staying outside so that he can play off me. And I got through, and all I remember is one blink, look, I see him. Another blink, I closed my eyes, and then swiped it out. And, man, DB, when I opened it back up, DB had already had it in his hands. So, it was special.
But man, I look at that play, and that is an unbelievably opportunistic job by you, getting the opposite hand up, grabbing that ball. I think it was an unconventional, shocking hand usage by you that got that ball out. Tom Brady wasn't expecting that hand to flick that thing away from him. That really was unpredictable.
Yeah, you had to reach for it, Brandon. You weren't clobbering Brady.
No.
You were reaching for the ball.
I was reaching for the ball because I seen it, and that's what we practice all the time when we doing our individual drill. Always finish with a swipe or swipe at the ball. And so I went out there and I seen it. And, man, I couldn't believe that he still had it in his hand. And at that time, I was just hoping to get it. That was my main focus, and you secure the tackle after you strip the ball.
By the way, he pulled a real fast one. James, I don't know all the years we've done this show if we ever talked about it. He pulled a fast one 1 second later. He tried to act like, I threw the ball!
Yeah.
He puts the arm forward like, hey, ref, that was an incomplete.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? He tried to do the tuck rule thing.
He did.
Don't
you
even
remember
get
that,
me
right,
started.
Brandon?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was tough. That was a tough one.
I threw it! No, you didn't,
course.
Tom.
Hey, he got away with it once.
Yeah.
He got away with it in 19, whatever. I'm not even going to get
Brandon, because you guys, of course, then go off the field. Offense is on the sideline. Defense is going off. Offense is meeting defense.
Yep.
What do you remember about how your teammates greeted you?
Man, all I remember is my head just being a bobblehead, people slapping me right on top of my head. Bam, bam, bam. I'm like, oh, it was so much fun. I mean, you don't feel those taps, but you just know your head is just getting hit every which way. And so I just went out there, man, and enjoyed it when I got on the sideline, because at that point, I was like, man, the offense get a first down, boy, we about to win it. That's all I kept thinking about. And when I sat down on the bench after all the hoopla and everybody was going crazy, I just remember sitting on the bench looking up at the score. I mean, at the just at the clock, and just like, man, I stripped Brady. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it.
Did that really happen?
Like, that happened. Wow. And all the stuff I went through that game, I had pulled my hamstring in the beginning of the game, and
you did,
and
wow.
we just heated it up and rolled it. And
look who's walking in!
Oh,
look at this guy!
What up? What's up, Kels? Oh man,
how about it?
How about it?
But
Jason Kelce walks in.
I had no idea.
Yep, I had like it was like a light strain, but I remember, man, I ain't getting out this game. I gotta put the heat on it, and so we rolled it. Every possession they was just rolling it for me, making sure they kept it hot. And, man, all I know is we made it, and the rest was history after that.
You made history that night. Of course, Brandon, a huge part of it. Jason Kelce, a huge part of it. Jason, good morning, buddy.
What's up? How we doing?
How are you, pal?
Very happy to be here. Am I all plugged in? Everything working right?
You're ready. Ready to rock.
No, excited to be here. I know we got a special day lined up for Brandon today. I just heard outside you guys thought about calling this Cinco de Gramo. That's pretty good. I like that name. But Brandon Graham Day works just good. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Jason, we were just talking about the strip sack.
Yeah.
Did you see it live? Meaning, like, were you? I don't know if you're focused on the next possession. Like,
it's a great point. Typically in the games, you're with your position groups, right? At that point, the game was kind of in a situation where that so much relied on that possession that those are the type of possessions where the entire team is really watching it. And listen, we were really confident with our ability to go back out there and score if we needed to. Felt like our offense was functioning really well all game long. But I cannot tell you the elation that erupted on that sideline when that sack fumble happened by Brandon Graham. It still gets goosebumps to this day. There's really two moments I remember most from that game. The strip sack that Brandon had, and then for some reason still the last pass, Hail Mary attempt to Gronkowski. Yeah. Like, it felt like that ball took forever in the air. But yeah, that strip sack was definitely the culmination of like the finally the momentum had really solidified in our corner. So, yeah, that was one for sure.
For us as fans, and when a lot of people have said this today, and John, you expressed it, James, I think Rhea did as well, like that was the moment for us and I know, Jason, you had to go right back out there and be the center on the next play. But
yeah, we were focused on 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
We were focused on, as fans, we think the Eagles are closing in on winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, we think, Brandon, we think it's finally going to happen. Like, you delivered the moment. And, of course, there was still work to be done. And to Brady's credit, after the Jake Elliott field goal, he got the ball back to midfield. Jason, you brought it up. He got the ball into the end zone.
Yeah.
Like, the deal was not done.
No. Brandon almost had him sacked again
on
the fourth down. And then they make that crazy completion. Like, he almost ended it again.
Man, that fourth down play, boy, he got it. He definitely he a competitor, man. He made us work for it, that first one. And so I'm thankful to have the person that took away his first read for us to get there. And I know that now, I mean, man, we standing here now, 2 wins, 2 championships.
World champs.
And so I always remember it for sure.
And I don't know what's more iconic, to be honest with you. The strip sack from the first Super Bowl, or coming back before you're supposed to be ready to play with an injury, going back out there and risking everything just to play in another one. Like, I thought that's almost more remarkable, to be honest with you.
No, I appreciate you, man. It was,
After playing for 16 years or whatever, 15 years too. Yeah, you know.
I'm so thankful for that. I know that I wasn't ready, but I was ready. Because,
you were mentally ready.
I was like, whatever I got to do, I'm throwing it.
How close did you come back to trying to run it back for 2025, Brandon?
You know what? It was close. It was close because I was excited to come back and be healthy that was my whole thing in my head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming back. I'm going to be healthy and I'm about to. But I was like, you know what? I'm good. I know I'm just a competitor. It just make you. I mean, I'm always had that inside me. But now I want to deal with these feelings of playing this game for a long time, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited. Actually, being in it now, knowing that they in OTAs, you go through their schedule a little bit, but you be like, man, I don't miss none of that. For real. For real. You don't miss that part.
No.
I know the season stuff is gonna hit me a little bit.
Bet.
But if we winning, shoot, I feel the same way. Like,
Have
we
you
all
guys
winning.
thought about the fact that, I mean, you both dealt with, I mean, maybe more than anyone, player-wise, in, Eagles history. You guys took some beatings from the fans.
Yeah, you're there with Ben Eric. From the fans. I'm sorry.
From the fans.
We had highs and lows in
guys,
careers.
Some tough times, people getting after you, and somehow you took that in.
That's a rite of passage in Philadelphia, especially as an athlete. You got to go through those highs and lows, and I think.
Except if you play fullback and no one really pays attention to what you're doing ever.
Until you miss the block.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't really notice that.
People paid a lot of attention to Brandon, a lot of attention to Jason, and they've had a pretty good amount of attention to John, of course, 20 years ago. And our next guest has overseen it all for the last 31 years. It's going to be phenomenal here to have Jeffrey Lurie on the program in just a moment. His time in Philadelphia has obviously been the pinnacle of Eagles football through the decades. You consider the 31 years. Jeffrey Lurie's teams have made the playoffs 19 times, 31 years, 19 playoff appearances, 8 conference title appearances, 4 times have reached the Super Bowl, twice have won the Super Bowl, and we were just talking a lot about 5 minutes ago about Super Bowl 52. Let's not forget, it was only 3 months ago that this happened.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. It's their second Super Bowl win in 7 years. What a game. What a season. What a team. The greatest Eagles team in modern history. Eagles fans, savor it. And rejoice.
And rejoice, we always will. And appreciative, Brandon, of you. Something Andy Reid said to us last week that we're going to play for Brandon. That's coming up here in the next couple of minutes. Let's get to John and Manayunk right now. John, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. No one's going to talk about that Phillies bullpen because it's Cinco de Gramo. Listen, I'll tell you what, BG, this is one of the oldest cities in the country. We have almost a 250-year history, bro. There's an argument to be made that when you strip that ball, that was the happiest and most excited moment this city has ever felt at the same time. That is an all-time moment. And because, to be fair, we all thought it was over at that point. I was thinking of my grandma who passed. I was thinking of my loved ones who loved the game. That was such an exciting moment, and I love you to death, bro. I appreciate you. Now,
does that include severing ties from England?
Yes, and I just thought of it. I'll tell you why, John.
I think it might
because
be.
On July
4th, he's like, yeah, I'll tell you why.
I'm taking it serious because back then people were afraid if we lose the war, we're going to get killed. I mean, one of the founders literally said, this is a quote, "We have to hang together or we're going to hang apart."
Yeah, and look, like it or not, there were pro-British people there. Like
there were.
It's just Eagles fans
the
here.
Tories.
Like we don't mess around with
Brandon
anything
Graham,
else.
happiest day ever. You provided it.
You did, man.
We did. We all did.
You put so many therapists out of business that year, bro. Everyone was so happy. For a whole year, we were all so happy, bro.
Big pharma.
Joe, real quick, the best 5, I'm going to do it through BG's view of that game because I got your best 5 here. I want the Metallica tickets. I'm going to wear my Eagles jersey to the show. Cooper DeJean! All right, I promise you right now, when Brady hiked that ball, all right, BG could smell the blood in the water. He could taste victory. He could see the opportunity. He smelled it and he touched that trophy. The 5 senses. Straight down my left, baby.
Man, 5 senses is a big answer.
It's a great call.
Hey, listen, 5 senses is really big,
Good win.
man.
Yeah, good win.
That
Yeah.
could win. All right, let me tell you something else that could win. It could win the hearts. It will win the hearts of kids throughout the Delaware Valley and, by extension, parents, because parents love when their kids take to reading. And BG, I know you have, because you got a lot coming up in retirement. And one of the early ventures for you, and I'm going to hold this up for everyone watching on YouTube right now.
Yes, that's awesome.
Brandon has written a book, and it's for the young kids. It's called BG's ABCs Tackling Football and Life. Congrats, Brandon. Tell us about this.
You know what? Opportunity came my way. Brian Westbrook actually had a book out before, and then I came right behind him and wanted to do one. Wanted something for the kids to be able to, have. And, man, we've been reading it every night. But that was my whole goal, just to throw it out there for my kids to see one day. And, man, I'm just thankful that it was an ABC book, and I really took my time with what meant every word or every letter, and what word came to mind when I thought about just, how to motivate the kids.
Well, I can see what you did here. So just to give everyone a little insight, and parents, you're going to love this because it's to inspire the kids and teach the kids. So I see, Brandon, you got A is for attitude, B is for bravery. These are all traits that are important to have. C is for confidence, D is for dream, and then you give a little bit on each page. That's some awesome messages,
you should
man.
show us the book,
Okay,
Joe.
so I had to read it. I
like
can't
you're
read it
reading
backwards.
like in the library. I love this.
Well,
where you
I
then-
also got to speak into the microphone.
C is for confidence. Confidence is key.
All right, John, give me a prediction for E.
D.
What's E going to be, John?
E is for
Excellence, maybe?
I'm going energy.
That's what I'm feeling.
Energy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Energy.
All right, here we
Of
go.
course.
E is for education.
Hey,
Another
it is a
great
kid's
E.
book. It is.
That could have been a
That
good
makes
one.
sense.
I
That's a
didn't
good
think
one.
about
That's a
that
good one.
All right, F is for family. Let's get G. John, your prediction of G.
Wait, do we
God.
go God?
I'm going God. Does Brandon go God?
Ooh.
He goes goals.
Goals.
Okay.
We're going non-denominational, Joe.
That's probably wise. Yeah.
So, Brandon, I understand, of course, this is, out there. On WIP social media accounts right now, people can see, because you got a lot of book signings coming up, events around town.
Yep.
Everyone listening right now, parents especially, because I think you got a better shot to drive there than the 5-year-old. Take the 5-year-old. WIP social media accounts have a listing right now of the spots Brandon will be at in the coming days. So get that knowledge and get out there and meet BG and get this book for the kids. Brandon,
The book looks really
beautiful.
nice. It
It's
looks
awesome.
really cool.
I
They
mean,
did a great job
They
with
did
that.
a great job. I mean, I love it, man. And it's
congrats, man.
I'm thankful.
That's fantastic. All right, let's get back to the phones, 215-592-9494. By the way, we're not going to have Time's Yours today. Obviously, we want to maximize our time with Brandon and Jason, both in studio with us. Unique day for us here on WIP.
I have a question for both of these guys.
Can I just do one thing before
Yeah,
you do
go
that?
ahead.
When we do Time's Yours, which we'll do tomorrow, Time's Yours brought to us by Xfinity Mobile, the sponsor of WIP's Xfinity Mobile Lounge. Xfinity Mobile customers now get exclusive access to Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig on the go. John, your question.
Do you, now that you're done, like when I first got done playing, I ballooned up to over 300 pounds. I was a mess. You look really slender. You look exactly the same, like
Well,
you're
yeah,
still working out.
Yeah.
We've been working out.
I
Yeah.
know we both in there the same, working out every day.
Nice. I mean, that's outstanding.
You got to stay ahead of it. 'Cause
I
you're right.
encourage that.
You got to. That's what people keep telling me.
And
I see
BG
him.
is as unbelievable as a player. He would come back some of these off seasons.
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
likes the cookies.
Yeah.
He will get.
I understand.
Tonight
I
we go
understand.
through all of the ups and downs.
Wait, so how? So your weight would fluctuate a bit?
I gain weight easily for sure. And
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you're no longer working out with such, vigor,
Yeah.
eating becomes problematic if you keep eating the way you always did, which was what I did.
For sure.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden it was like, oh, and I can drink beer too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not empty calories or anything.
not
And I didn't
thinking
have a
about it.
scale. I didn't have a scale in my home because you only use the scales at work.
The facility, yeah.
So I didn't know that I was and I was wearing drawstring waisted sweatpants every day because I was now retired. I didn't have to do anything except water my yard.
Yeah.
So
And your position didn't exist anymore.
that too.
Yeah.
So 300
There's
pounds,
nothing to go back
and
to.
I didn't even know I was 300 pounds. But you guys are definitely a lot smarter about this whole thing. And you look slender.
He look good.
You look yoked.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay a little yoked. I don't want nobody to think they can try me. I guess. So yeah, he ain't as big as I thought he was. But no, I honestly I'm still rehabbing too. My arm, my tricep. Right. So that's easy for me to kind of stay in. And that's what a lot of people told me anyway. If you don't do it now, you're not gonna do it later. So I'm just making sure that I got a plan.
Very smart. BG and Jason both in studio with us here. Rhea, you've been at WIP longer than any of us. This is one of the all-timers, right?
Hello, Jason.
Hey, Rhea.
Look, Jason, you see the jersey I got on? Got my BG jersey on.
I love it.
There we go.
Kelly Green.
It's the best. What Brandon has just a unique thing in that I have never met anybody who doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And for an athlete in this town,
there's people out there, trust me.
Yeah,
they don't like the positivity sometimes, and they think it's a fake, but it's like, hey, just stay consistent, baby. Like
and it's who you are.
I honestly know that we gonna go one day, and I know that it's your attitude you bring every day. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff we go through, but I talk more now to my family and get it off my chest, other than just trying to build your own case in your own head that 9 times out of 10 not gonna happen the way you thinking about it. So,
yeah.
But I gotta remind myself too, because it ain't easy. Sometimes I do. My kids take me to that level of get your butt over here. Yeah. What is you doing? So it's not like we not living. It's just I'ma choose to try to be that, to choose the hard right thing to do than the easy wrong thing. That's complain. And yeah, we all going through some stuff, and I ain't got to show it, but I think that everybody just deal with those emotions and grow with those emotions. Yeah. And hopefully they growing in the right way. And so I'm trying to be better. It ain't perfect, but I promise you.
Joe, the two
What's
guys in
interesting,
front of
so
you.
I do want to say this because he brought up like positivity, and I think Brandon always has like this like optimism, like joyful look to him. But it also afforded him the ability to have conversations with guys that a lot of times guys might receive that information in a defensive mode.
Sure.
But because he's always so positive, and he just is like genuinely cares about you. He would say things sometimes where it's like
he's got carte blanche.
Yes,
he's got carte blanche. He can go anywhere.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Wow. That's a great point.
Especially once you became a vet.
For sure.
You know what I've learned though? What's helped me? Learn to listen sometimes, as far as some people at the time just want to complain, and that just let them complain and then it's over with. But I get that now. I always ask, like, man, what's this? Like, you just want to complain about it. Hey, just get it out. Yeah. All right, bet. I ain't gonna say nothing because some people told me, like, I don't want to talk to BG because he gonna come with this positive. I ain't trying to hear that right now. I just want to let him know how I feel. It's like, all right, bet. Now I knew how to grow, and I was willing to hear that instead of be defensive, like you say, and say, "Oh man, you just want to." Nah, we all have that right to complain, but it's not staying there as long as you want to stay there, because then it takes over.
Sure.
But I know I've learned that, and I've gotten better with that, because that's been my knock. That's what people have been saying about me.
Love it. Let's get to the Twitter poll question of the day, and I'm going to fire this one at Jason. I'm really curious, Jason, what your recollection is. A Twitter poll brought to us by Armin Chevrolet. Let your journey begin in the completely redesigned 2025 Equinox. From Armin Chevrolet, together let's drive. Visit arminchevy.com. So, Jason, until a couple days ago when I saw a photograph of rookie Brandon Graham, I had no memory of this. Tell me if you do. Jason, Twitter poll. Do you remember that Brandon's first uniform number with the Eagles was 54?
I don't. Now that you say it, I can see it, but I don't remember that. Was that before I was here, though?
Oh, that's true. You get a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. You weren't here.
I think since I was here, Brandon was 5.
So you were 2012, Jason, or 11?
11.
So you're 11 and Brandon's 10.
Yeah.
And then Fletcher was 12, right?
You might have been 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year with you with 54, but then it changed after because Daryl Tapp had just took it in that second year.
Yeah, Daryl Tapp.
Daryl Tapp went to Seattle after, or went somewhere else, Washington, I want to say.
Did we just talk about leaders, too? Like, Daryl was like... A guy, like, nobody really remembers him in that way.
You see,
now he's a coach. Yeah, like
you could see it in people, man.
Yes,
for real. And he brought the energy.
John, I want to close out this Twitter poll. So, what percentage do you think remember, John, that Brandon was 54?
Jeez.
I'm so happy you changed it.
I think it's going to be
5'5" is so better. Much better.
Ooh, don't say that because Trotter was the reason why I had missed it because he had said something on Twitter. That boy better get out my jersey.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh boy, that's why it changed.
You don't want to mess with Trotter
because of that bus label, and I ain't wearing it good. I ain't looking good in it. So it's like, all right, I kind of get my number back. But Stuart Bradley had it when I first got here, and then he was only here 1 year.
Yep.
And then Daryl Tapp snatched it right before I could get it. And as soon as he was gone, I had already told Greg, like, I need that 55 back.
How about that?
One of my favorite things about your number is that it's on the craps table.
Oh, yeah.
I can play BG on the craps. And I don't like gambling that much, but we were out in Vegas 2 years ago at the Super Bowl, and Gilly's out there. And he just keeps yelling, Brandon Graham 5'5", and we're all playing the hard 10, and he keeps hitting. And I thought that was fun. That's my man BG taking care of me. It was a good time.
So guys, the answer is 44% remember BG being 54. I don't.
I don't know. I fat chance on that. I think people are pretending to remember 54.
Yeah.
Well, you know who might remember it because he was the coach back then is Andy Reid. So Andy was on the program with us on Thursday of last week. And BG, at the end of our discussion with Andy, we asked him for a message that we would play right for you on the air. Let's listen to what Andy said last week. Whatever you've got from your heart, a message to Brandon to honor him. We're going to play this audio directly for him on Monday upon his retirement. What would you say to BJ?
Yeah, no, listen, I love Brandon Graham. He is one of the all-time greats for the Eagles. And not only was he a great player, but he's a great person. I call him a kid, but I mean, he's past the kid stage now. So he's just a great person. And that part and his work ethic are going to carry him through the second half of his life and career and our new career. And so, but listen, Brandon Graham's, he's a great one. Love him.
You know, BG, you were very lucky to come up with Andy Reid. You know, I know things got bad there at the end, but you learned from one of the all-time greats in the very beginning of your career.
You know what I've learned too, when it was going bad, he stayed consistent. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. Be able to stand on whatever it is in those hard moments when you on the media. You know that I gotta suck it up. I gotta hear y'all talk y'all stuff. If I played bad or this person played bad and all that stuff. I mean, Andy Reid definitely was a guy that never really. He stayed even keeled. And even then, those couple words was nice to hear from him because those team meetings, 5 minutes, maybe 10, and then you out of there. That's how it always was. So I know that, I'm thankful that he got to get his championship after we was done. But that's that perseverance. I mean, I think he persevered through so much. I mean, with his son, losing his son, we being there and going through that with him, going to his funeral, being right there for him, and then to know that down the line, like this was lined up for you. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm always thankful for him because he believed in all of us. And this organization for sure is top notch, man, on making sure that they take care of the guys that they bring in. And those guys got to want to stay too.
Sure.
Of course, because everybody's situation is different. Money is some people's motivation. But if I could tell anybody that's drafted by the Eagles, if it's close, stay with the guys, the people, and this organization. If it's close, so that you can be loved in this city if you just keep just stand true to it. And I stayed true. Kelce stayed true, and we figured it out, and we all worked well together, and we chose to handle those decisions that was hard in those moments. But that's how I feel like the next whoever, just make sure you standing on your decisions and make sure when those problems arrive, you handle them, because most of the time that stuff show up in the wrong way if you don't handle them out on the field, and then you lose, and then we talking about it all off season, and it's going to be a repeated cycle if you don't handle those. So that's what I would say to those guys. Handle your business always, and it's going to pay it forward one of these days.
This conversation with BG is going to roll on without us, but Joe and Hugh are coming up, and Brandon's staying for the start of their show. All right, BG, you get to, on BG Day, now someone's going to win Metallica tickets here. You get to give us the most notable 5 in honor of you and being uniform number 55. So amongst those said by the callers today, the big answers, which do you think is the best answer, Brandon? The Jackson 5, the High 5, the 5 Senses, the Fifth Amendment, and The Empire Strikes Back, which is technically Star Wars 5. Jackson 5, High 5, Empire Strikes Back, Joe DiMaggio, Fifth Amendment, 5 senses. Brandon Graham, it's your day. Which one do you pick?
Hey, I'm going to go 5 senses because I talked to him. And he brought the energy. I'm sorry, y'all.
He did.
Hey, he brought the energy.
John and Manioc has won the Metallica tickets with the answer of the 5 senses. Well, Brandon, we'll continue, you and I, this tonight on stage in Phoenixville. It's going to be quite a night. You ready for tonight?
No, I'm ready, man.
It's going to be special.
I appreciate Kels coming in, man. This is a surprise for sure. I appreciate
I'm
y'all.
sure they got a bunch of surprises for you today.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I'll say this. I won't, because Brandon might not know. Well, I'll say this. Brandon's only going to be here for a portion of the next hour. So let me just tell everyone listening what's up later ahead today. Jason Avant, 10:45. LaShawn McCoy, 12:30. Brian Dawkins, 1 o'clock. Doug Peterson at 3. Nick Sirianni at 4. Chris Long at 4:30. They're all coming out to support you, Brandon.
Hey, wow, that's what's up.
And Andy and Howie were on last week. And Jeffrey was already on, and Mike Quick and others. And by the way, reminder to everyone listening, this is why you got to have the Audacy app. This is why you got to go back and watch our show on YouTube. Because obviously it's hard to see it all live or listen to it all live. It's all going to be there for you to listen to later today. All right. Thank you to Jason for coming in, my man. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
happy to be here. Happy to celebrate the legendary Brandon Graham and an incredible career. Can't wait to listen throughout the day.
Love it.
Appreciate
Joe and Hugh with Brandon starting out the show. Those guys are up next.
Comcast Business